Hi, I'm Jabulani Sinjas of the Rustenburg Herald.
En ek is Janita Lategan ook van die Rustenburg Herald. En welkom by die week se nuusbulletin.
Okay, as we do each and every Wednesday, we bring you the latest news that is making headlines in Rustenburg. So Janita is going to point out the stories and then I'm going to go into more details.
Ons eerste storie vir die week, Jabulani, ek het gehoor die munisipaliteit het hul nuwe brandstofdepot geloods. Vertel ons meer.
The Rustenburg local municipality recently launched their new fuel depot and automated fleet management system along with their new municipal fleet. This happened on Monday, 29th of October. Now for more information, see this week's edition of the Rustenburg Herald on page 8.
Ons volgende storie, Jabulani, ek hoor meneer Michiel Jacobs Kreer van Zinjawil Sekondêre Skool is oorlede. Wat het daar gebeur?
Well, SGB staff and learners of Zinjawil Secondary School would like to place on record their deepest and heartfelt sympathies on the passing of their colleague, friend, and mentor, Mr. Michiel Jacobs Kreer. Now, Mr. Kreer, an Afrikaans educator at Zinjawil Secondary School, was brutally attacked and murdered on his farm in Moodville during the early hours of Tuesday, 30th of October. Now, more information of this story is on page 5 in this week's edition of the Rustenburg Herald.
Volgende, kan jy ons meer vertel oor die nuutste SASSA bedrogspel wat die rond is op sosiale media doen?
Yes, community members are warned not to fall victim to one of the latest scams doing the rounds. Now, the new scam claims to be an initiative to grant all unemployed South Africans, regardless of their age, grocery vouchers to the tune of 2,200 rand each. The message going around wants people to create a new Gmail account, download forms from a website, and apply by sending them the completed forms, along with the identity document or birth certificate. Now, if you come across a message like this, run as far away as you possibly can, because if it sounds too good to be true, it possibly is. Now, read more on page 6 of this week's edition of the Rustenburg Herald.
Volgende, die nuwe mevrou Rustenburg Platinum en mevrou Rustenburg 2018 is die afgelope naweek gekroon. Vertel ons meer daaroor.
Wow, Saturday 27th of October saw a historic Miss Rustenburg Platinum and Miss Rustenburg 2018 crowned for the very first time in a double-barrel pageant hosted during a glittering event at Hedgehog's Nest. Now, the evening's program included celebrity hosts and judges, prominent businessmen and women. Rustenburg Herald's photographers were among the privileged guests. Now, for more pictures on this, see the property section on page 2.
Volgende, Jabulani, kan jy ons op hoogte bring van die vordering van die RRT-konstruksie in die dorp?
Oh, okay. At the end of 2017 and 2018 financial year, the municipality has spent about 2.7 billion upgrading all roads and construction of new public transport infrastructure in Rustenburg, in the CBD. Now, the infrastructure includes 20 kilometers of bi-directional BRT lanes, walkways, and 17 substations. For more information on this, go to page 3 of the property section in this week's edition of the Rustenburg Herald. That brings us to the end of this week's edition of the Rustenburg Herald News Bulletin. Now, join us again next week as we bring you the latest news in Rustenburg. From myself, Jabulani Sinjazo,
En my Janita Lategan.
we say goodbye for now and have a great week ahead.